There it is. The Carl Weathers Learning Center. There's Carl. Carl. The sign created by a value listener. Hashtag thank you, Carney. Jordan. Bandit. Let's go. All right, it is 5 days. 5 days since Christmas?
5 days.
5 days. I have a horrible Christmas beard going.
Should we bookmark? That just reminded me of the butter shaving story. Have we told that?
when we executed the butter shave?
That's right. Seinfeld execution week back in college. Mike and I shaved with butter. It was an interesting week.
But actually, you know what, Lenny? Let's take a moment for us, and maybe you can join me in on this, because one thing that I wish in my life, Lenny, zoom in on me right here. I just wish I could grow a beard, and sometimes like I'll think I can, and then I'll give it a few days and maybe a couple weeks, and then I'll realize no. You're just a patchy guy. You can't do it.
You're Patch Adams. No, I'm with you. I have mass pubescent ability on the neck and on the mustache. Pretty much the two most undesirable places to grow facial hair.
But it would just be fantastic to be able to grow a beard.
It would. By the way, quick tangent. What is the jacket you're wearing?
I did this just for you.
Is that
Bayern Munich?
I was going to say, is that Bayern Munich?
Yeah. And
look at him.
You know why I have this, right?
Sally Hamitage.
Every time someone sees me in this, they're like, "Oh, big Bayern Munich fan," or they'll try to talk to me about the games, and I'm like, "I've got no clue who Bayern Munich is. I just know that they're the FIFA team that I always chose because I wanted to hear the guy go Sally Hamitage."
And thanks to that training I did, I can guarantee we're going to beat the Cowboys, and Jennifer Lawrence.
That is a violation. All right, anyway. We're already off topic. We haven't covered anything. We've already done a moment for us and talked about Sally Hamitage.
I love it.
All right, well let's get to golf.
Okay.
I have something to show you straight off.
Okay.
Lenny, cue the Adam music. All right, I've been holding this one for a few weeks.
Okay.
So I'm in the Carl Weathers Learning Center here. That's the sky track right there. It's a paper airplane right there. I made for my daughter, and there's an unpacked box right there.
It's exactly how I remember it. Somehow it's less unpacked than the last time I was there.
It's not true. But actually, Lenny, pull up an older swing real fast, and let's stop the Adam music for right now. So I just want to show you. I want to show you this swing. This swing is actually from October. You'll notice the same box is still there. So this is a pretty good swing, all right, for me.
Okay.
But you'll notice what always happens. A little bit over the top. And a little bit across left. So right there you see, even on a pretty good swing, it's a clear cut across, right?
Right.
So that's what I've been trying to work on. So I get in the Carl Weathers Learning Center, and I think about, remember that thing I showed you in Tennessee, the extreme nail drill?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, why don't I try to move the nail farther than I ever have? And I aim it at the sky track, just like that. So, like, I'm actually worried that I'm going to hit the ball into the sky track. That's the angle at which I'm looking. The dimple of the ball I've picked out is literally at that angle.
Gotcha.
All right. That's the only thing I thought about. And this is the swing that happened. Lenny.
Whoa. Whoa. Lenny, play the tape back. Was that a drop? Was that Slotvanovich?
That, my friend, is the first swing. Look at that right there. That is the first swing ever in my entire life.
Whoa.
Where there has been a shallowing of the shaft.
She's an angel.
I just want to stop it right there.
The bullet went up and around. Up and around.
But anyway, but watch the path. Of course, the thing I'm worried about is the path into the ball, right?
That's definitely.
I'm not saying
that's not outside.
No, that's
holy cow.
That's perfect. That's perfectly square.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not saying this is a perfect swing, but
I'm like,
that.
Yeah, that's a huge improvement.
Then if you look at what the shot actually did,
ooh,
pretty little 1 yard draw.
Yeah.
And then here's 2 days later. Here's another one. The rotation.
Oh, I was gonna say you're turning way better there. Oh man.
So anyway.
Okay,
I was pretty happy about that.
That's got to feel good.
It does feel good. So anyway, my first conversation with Adam was last week. I sent him this just to kick things off. Okay. And here's what he had to say.
So your nail drill looks awesome. I told you, it looks really good though. So I would say the nail drill is a good kind of long-term thing for you. That's not, it doesn't guarantee results because you can get a perfectly neutral path and still shank it, as you probably found a few times. But it's almost needed. You need it within certain parameters, the path. You don't want to be swiping 20 degrees across to the left because you could get that ball to be a functional shot, but you're going to have to open the face so much that it's just, you're cutting across it, losing distance. So yeah, keep working on the nail drill for path. We'll monitor it.
So anyway, he said that's a long-term thing. I asked what else I needed to work on. He came up with these two things.
I suppose we could do a few tests. I'll send a few tests for you, but test number one, the real basic one, would just be to draw a line down the center of the face, imaginary or not, spray the face as usual, and just try and do the opposite of your pattern and see if you can get a 9 out of 10 success rate.
The opposite of your pattern.
I love the idea. So, but he said, draw a line down the center of the face and do the opposite of your pattern.
Pattern.
I like that. Okay.
So my pattern is obviously heel biased. Mm-hmm. So the goal was to hit 9 out of 10 toes on a full swing in a row. And I'll just go ahead and tell you, I did that faster than I thought. I did.
Were these full swings or were these like quarter half swings? Okay.
Full swings. The full swings I did 10 out of 10 actually on the third day.
Wow. Okay.
So anyway, that was good. Then he had one other thing he wanted me to work on.
Direction, that might be more of an issue because face strike, as you found, is quite hard to change. Ground contact, however, and face direction can be too easy to change sometimes. And so you can end up getting in this pattern of overdoing it a little bit. So, I might flare one out to the right. I know I've got to close the face. I do so and I overdo it and hit it left. So you've got to be aware then of, that's kind of the next level, is being aware of, oh shit, am I overdoing this stuff? Am I being too conscious here? There's a few ways you can do it. You can give yourself windows of acceptability. So say 0 to 10 right, then 10 to 20, and 20 to 30. If you're out on the range, or if people are listening to this and they don't have quantifiable data like that, it's fine. You can use fingers. Pick the target and you say, all right, I'll go anywhere between 0 and 2 fingers right, and then 2 and 4 fingers, 4 and 6 fingers. So that's around about 10 yards, I would say, with a 7-iron. And you're basically exploring the space. Not only are you playing a game that shows your skill level, but you're actually learning how to manipulate the club face. You're learning what it feels like to hit it more left. So when it comes to needing that, say you're on the course one day and you're slicing everything 30 yards right, you can say to yourself, what does it feel like? What does it feel like if I intended to hit it left 30 yards? What would that swing feel like? And then you can do a practice swing and then recall the feeling as you're hitting the shot.
Just recall the feeling.
Just recall being told by Adam to recall his own recall. So by the way, listeners, this game he's talking about, the skill game with the fingers,
which is called field mapping.
Yeah, we did this in Orlando at the start of last season, I think.
Season 2,
yeah. And it's an awesome game. I think we started with 4 fingers. You had to hit 2 in a row, one to the right within 4 fingers, one to the left within 4 fingers, and in order to move to 3 fingers, and then down to 2, down to 1. And I don't think we got closer to 2. I think 2 or 3 was as close as we came. Maybe we started at 5.
Yeah,
it exposed us very quickly.
It did. And I'm gonna Lenny, why don't you play my best one? All right, Lenny. Cue the day after Christmas field mapping music. Just sprayed the face. Ready for 10 shots, field mapping, and try to break my record. Obviously, I've still got some work to do.
Oh, I love it.
But yeah, that was lesson 1 from Adam, and I'm working on those things in the Carl Weathers Learning Center.
Can I just admit something real quick, listeners? Let's be honest. Apparently, I say that a lot. It does make me a little jealous seeing Adam. It hurts me. Lenny,
Lenny,
cue the music.
Cue the music.
Adam, why Mike? What was it? Was it his romantic song? Was it the Boys and Men music? Was it the fact that sometimes he's so scared? I'm not happy about this. I don't like it. So this needs to stop.
All right, so that concludes the golf portion of our talk today, unless you have anything to say.
No, I'm good. And I don't have anything to say because I have not swung a club yet. I'm just going to be be honest.
But you've practiced. You showed me the breed stuff. You had the head cover stuff in your living room.
I mean, I've done like swings in the living room, but I haven't hit a ball.
Right.
So,
well, let's talk about workouts real fast.
Okay.
We came into the month of December, and I want to say we came in highly optimistic.
Mm-hmm.
We kept saying the words, Christmas is only one day.
That's right.
I'm not sure that really held up, but I think we did.
That saying wasn't worth a picture.
A velvet painting. I think we did better, though. I think we did better than we thought. I mean, do you want to say what you did? Lenny, do you want to cue the Irish music here?
Yeah, Irish Mike. I'm happy to say that for the first time in my career, I completed phase 1 of the Fit for Golf workout. Let's go.
Let's go. Can we get him some sort of certificate? Some sort of.
Lenny, cue the golden star next to my head. Come on now. What about you?
I did not complete phase 1. I don't get a certificate, but I did average about 2 out of 3 per week. So that wasn't bad. I did continue with speed sticks.
Okay.
I
didn't do great there.
You didn't do great with speed sticks?
No.
Okay. So I'm 3 weeks into speed sticks.
Okay.
My numbers are kind of, I got up to 130 on the green.
Nice. Okay.
Haven't seen the jump yet in the numbers, but
it's a 6-week program, so you're,
So yeah, overall, I think we did good.
Yep.
But we did not do good enough.
Mm-hmm.
So we got 2 days. First episode comes out, and then we have to be on it.
Mm-hmm. Look, we got it. It's Pinehurst, and I want to be playing well, and I want to be hitting the ball far. So let's go.
Let's go. Well, I didn't know we were ever going to do this again.
Did you just walk off the course?
I did, actually.
Did you really?
Lenny.
What?
First time at the new club. First time out there. I was doing some short game work. You can see me right there.
In the Underhills?
Doing some Seekman. But we've got a lot to talk about because it's been a whole month since we've talked.
So I was kind of curious. I wasn't in a huge hurry to record. I have my personal reasons.
Well, here's.
But I noticed that I wasn't really challenged to hop on and record either. So I'm kind of curious.
Here's why it's not that big of a secret what's going on, because we have these.
Hey.
I can see your Whoop data.
Yeah.
I know when your daily strain is a 4.3 that you're not.
I'm very in shape. It takes a lot to get me going now. The heart rate has to get at 220.
You're not really sticking to the plan. But honestly, neither am I. This month has been. Lenny, let's just cue it. Just cue the group confessional music.
Oh,
I mean, it's been a disaster. At my house, we've had to go under quarantine twice for COVID exposure. My gym temporarily closed because of the same. Then I had some stuff that I'm just not going to get into, but let's just say that the forces of Scratch, the forces of the off-season plan,
the forces of being two guys who are almost 40 with commitments.
They
basically said no shot this month.
They just raised up against us. It was basically this was like in Tecmo Bowl when you pick a play and your opponent picks the same play on defense and try.
Ready, down, hut.
Ready, down, hut.
And you're forced to run backwards into your own end zone and run around for 60 seconds and then try to break Marcus Allen free. Yeah.
But they're all running after you at 4 times the speed.
Ready, down, hut.
And especially for you, because I mean, I don't know if HIPAA laws allow me to say this, but you've basically had a headache for a month.
Oh, well, yeah, I was rolling. And then my gym closed for 2 weeks also due to a COVID outbreak. This is week 3 of a running headache. I've been COVID tested so much that my nostril cavities, you have to lodge an entire swab. It disappears. The cavities are so deep now. But I'm hoping I'm starting around the corner. I literally, Lenny, cue the drug music. I just started a round of steroids because they think it's really horrible sinus problem.
Is it deer antler spray or the clear?
It's the clear. Yeah, it's a mix of the cream and the clear. But I just literally, today is day 1 of my steroid dosage. I have to take like 750 pills today to get this thing off to the right start. But I am hoping this is it.
All right. Well, workouts. Lenny, cue the apologetic music. We're both going to look into the camera right now. Irish Mike, Mike Napoleon, everybody that we know named Mike, we're sorry, including me. Mike Napoleon, we're sorry. Irish Mike, we're sorry, because here's the deal.
I hold myself in contempt.
Here's the deal. I was doing so well on speed sticks. The one thing that all of this happening does not affect 15 minutes
Yeah.
3 times a week. And
Yeah.
I've done it one time this month.
Sheesh. Well, you did it one more than me.
Okay. Well, listen, we're sorry. We're going to rectify this, but we'll come back to that in just a second, because we do have a few. I have a few things I need to report with Adam, Lenny.
Okay.
So Adam hooked me up with a divot board.
He hooked you up with an attorney. He hooked you up with is it the divot board that I saw that he posted on Twitter?
He hooked me up with a divot board to protect me.
I'm going to be furious if you got that divot board.
Oh yeah.
Adam. What?
I had to buy it. But he.
It doesn't matter. I'm not happy with this.
All right.
That thing looked awesome.
Yeah, it's. But I'm about to show you. I'm about to show you a few things here. So.
Okay.
Something happened. Actually, Lenny, play the montage. Is there one thing that you noticed? A pattern, if you will.
Yeah, they all looked fat.
Yeah. What's up with that? And Adam, I sent him a text, and he said, do me a favor, do 10 in a row. How many inches fat on average do you hit it out of 10?
Okay.
So mine was 1.3 inches.
Ooh.
So I sent that to Adam, and then when I last talked to Adam, I asked him this question, Lenny. My first question, I was surprised at how much I just routinely hit it fat. And I'm wondering if I been hitting it fat likely forever and just getting away with it a little bit.
Yes. pretty much everybody hits a certain amount fat. Yeah. So you're right on that cusp where at 1.3 inches average, you probably hit an inch behind and you wouldn't notice it too much. You know, it'd feel a little soft, but you wouldn't notice it incredibly. But then if you were to just go half an inch farther back and hit it 1.8 to 2 inches, all of a sudden it's a disaster. So for you, a half-inch error that way is a disaster. A half-inch error that way towards the target is okay, though. So what we want to do is get the average to 0. And once you get the average to 0, half-inch that way and half-inch that way, both are good. Both are fine. I did a test where I hit 0, so perfect ball and turf contact, then 1 inch behind, 2 inches behind, 3 inches behind. I was going to test 4, but by the time you got to 3, it was non-functional, so I just threw the other one out of the window. But yeah, it was with an 8 iron, it was with my older clubs, and the 0 strike, the perfect strikes, averaged 156 yards. When I hit 1 inch behind, I think it dropped down to about 150. Or 148, something like that. There's about 8, 10, maybe even 10 yards drop. So 1 inch behind. It wasn't horrendous. It wasn't the end of the world. And obviously that depended on divot depth as well. So you could get away with more of it if you didn't go deep in. Once you got to 2 inches behind, it was dropping about 30 yards. So you could really thin it. Or just graze the grass, you know, just touch 2 inches behind and you'd get an okay result. But if you were to drop in a little bit deeper, it was a disaster. So yeah, once you get to 2 inches behind, that's where a lot of amateurs are. And then that is really sensitive to any drops in height, if that makes sense. So you can't get away with any depth changes with that. Whereas when you're hitting ball and turf, you can take huge chunky divots or shallow divots and it's all the same, really.
I would have never, I guess I never would have pegged that with you because you've been able, especially in your 70 and in game for so long, you've been able to put so much junk on the ball. I mean, you can back the ball up, you can skip it, that's part of why you're so good around the greens. But my assumption has always been that you just pretty consistently are a ball first guy.
Well, yeah.
But I'm I'm almost more surprised by him saying that everybody hits it fat. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
This, by the way, this does scare me because this I think 2 years ago when I really started hitting Adam's stuff initially, this was the best thing that I spent my time doing was putting spraying Dr. Scholl's, a line on the grass, putting a bunch of balls on the line, and just trying to move my divot. And when I played my best golf, the swing thought that I have with my irons is just striking a point 2 inches in front of the ground. Now, I'm not that forward, but that's the only thought I have.
Well, yeah. So he gave me a couple things to work on. He wanted me to practice hitting ahead of the ball. Basically practice on the divot board, taking the divot 6 inches in front of the yellow spot, and then to continue to hammer away at the toe. And then there was one other drill that I'll show you right here. All right, so it's the alignment stick drill. I'm not sure if you've seen this. You see the orange?
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Orange coming out across at an angle.
Yep.
So that orange alignment stick is basically positioned just above my hands and about 5 inches behind. And the goal is to keep your hands under that stick when you come through. So that should not only help with early extension and not healing the ball, but should also stop me from digging the toe into the turf, which you might have noticed when we looked at the divot board. That's a tendency.
Can we call that the Finkel and Einhorn drill? Your toe is digging into that ball. Okay. So that's more. That should, I guess, put you more Slotvanovich, right? Encourage more inside, more drop, whatever.
It gets a lot to what Breed was saying, but that brings up a question that I asked Adam, because I said, I've also been working on the pistol drill, but I asked Adam, how do you work on both your technical stuff and this skill work that I've been working on with him? And I thought he had a good answer. Lenny?
Yeah, definitely. I like to separate out these different phases. So you might do technical work. You might dedicate an entire session. Say you had 4 sessions in a week. Session 1 might be purely technical. So you might be working on any mechanical thing that you're trying to achieve. That might be working with the stick as well. So just using a drill that we call a constraint. So you're constraining the environment so only the right or your desired movement happens. Or it could be something more internal. You could be thinking of where the shaft is coming in the downswing, something like that, or what your hips are doing. So any technical work can be done in that phase. Phase 2 could be our skill work stuff. So you can try and hit the toe intentionally, try and hit the heel intentionally. Not that you need to do that; you're already quite good at that. And just go through those levels, trying to hit right intentionally, left intentionally, or with the divot board now, trying to hit 6 inches in front, 6 inches behind, 5 inches in front, 5 inches behind, and just getting really good at that task. So yeah, you can do all that as skill work. Then there's a third day, which is calibration. So that's where you're taking those 3 variables again, ground strike, and face direction, and you're just trying to go for what you want. So instead of exploring the scale, you zone in on what you want. So hit that yellow spot, hit the sweet spot, and hit your target. But now you've got all the feels from the prior phase, right? And then the final phase, the 4th phase in the week, might be some games. So you might stick the simulator on if you've got simulator software, or you might look at your distances. You might play a distance game like how many shots can I get between 150 and 160 yards out of 20? Or you could do it directionally. You give yourself a 20-yard target. How many times can I hit that directionally? So you can isolate any one of those skills. So it's technical work, skill work, or experimental work, I call it. Calibration, so you're calibrating those 3 impact variables, and then finally play or transference training.
So based on that,
okay,
here's my new schedule. Day 1, technical work, pistol drill, alignment sticks. Day 2, skill work, exploring the scale, spraying the face, hitting the toe. Day 3, impact calibration, trying to hit the center. And day 4, we're playing games. 4 times a week.
I love it.
I got to be able to do that.
I love that. Yeah, I love that. That is a very straightforward, simple plan. And I like the idea that you're not thinking about 50 different things each day. It's like, hey, It's alignment sticks, pistol drill Monday. Like, that's all I'm doing. I just need to get good at those drills. And then I'm working on face control the next, I think that makes it a lot more simple.
Yeah, I'm excited about that plan. But we've got 6 weeks.
Yeah.
No, we've got 8. I'm sorry. We've got 7 weeks.
Yeah.
That means we've got to, what are we going to do?
This is typically the point where we throw in the towel. But
we hit a rough patch.
We can do this. 2 months. We basically have 2 months. That is a lot of time.
That is a lot of time.
That's a ton of time. Like, we can do the full speed stick.
Yep.
We can get through, I can get through the rest of Irish Mike's plan. We can hit a lot of golf balls and be in a good place by the time we get to Pinehurst. So let's reboot, and let's get on this thing.
Well, I had an idea. Lenny, why don't you cue epic battle speech? Do we need to go weekly? Do we need to go live with a weekly accountability session? So from now until the end of the off season, what we put out is
just whatever happens.
We go late summer run with this thing. We just, whatever happens that week is what we put out.
It's Saturday. Do we just want to say, let's go Monday? Let's fire it back up?
Everything starts on Monday. Enjoy.
Okay. I love it.
Enjoy tomorrow. And then
Lenny, hope to see
enjoy you. And just read out tomorrow. Just take that wedge and just run it all through the bunker. Make a sandcastle.
Just make a sandcastle and put the ball on top of the freaking peak.
Lift, clean, and place in the bunker tomorrow. And then we got to go on Monday. Right. And we have an accountability session next Sunday, and we're not going to miss it.
Let's go. I'm in. Let's do it.
All right. I need to show you some things.
Okay.
That you have not seen that I received for Christmas. First of all,
okay,
my brother, the outlet, that is Chubbs Peterson.
Oh,
Chubbs Peterson right there. That's the Mandalorian. 2 Carl figurines. Then I got a couple presents from my from my wife. One is this is symbolic
of a Coke bottle.
Symbolic of the polar bear that would
eat the shark.
That would totally smoke a great white shark in 6 feet of water.
B. Oh my gosh, I didn't even catch the reference. That's unbelievable.
Yep. She's just supporting me. Thank you.
I can't believe she did that.
But then she got me one more gift, and
that's gonna be a tough one to top.
I'm gonna classify this as the scariest gift I've ever seen.
Okay.
Lenny, can you get that?
Where is that picture from? Did my wife take that picture?
Yes. She apparently texted her
Oh
wife.
my gosh. Was that like a couple days ago?
It was like a few weeks before Christmas because she had to get it ordered. But she just snapped a picture while you were
what am I eating?
Garlic bread. Look. Lenny, zoom. Get a good zoom, Lenny.
Is that a fathead?
Yes.
Oh
it's
my
cardboard.
Gosh. I don't know how we're going to use that, but that... Listeners, that may be on the store here in a little bit.
Well, she's
just
mad
to
that
scare your kids. Does anybody need to discipline their kids? You want to teach them, and that's why you never leave the milk out.
That's why you always leave a note. Well,
oh my gosh,
she's mad that I don't have it up, and I'm like, that's because it's terrifying. It's terrifying me to look at it. I mean, just the look in your eye as you devour a piece of garlic bread, which, by the way, that does not bode well for how you've performed But we'll get to that later. We'll get to that later.